Well, good day and I love you. My name is Heather Peterson Lockhart and I am the Chiefess. Yes, the Chiefess. I'm coming full circle. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But first of all, welcome to Monday. It's the first day of the rest of our lives and we have the power to make magic. We have the power to manifest heaven on earth today. That's what we're going to talk about. So welcome. I'm grateful you're here. I'm grateful to be here on planet Earth in this beautiful vessel today with all of this gifted evolution and adaptation and remembering. That's what I'm going to call it. Aren't those favorable, permissive words? Yeah. If you talk to some other people, they're going to tell you that the world is a scary place filled with turmoil and chaos. Silly humans. Silly humans. It's just that our assessment of things as humans is pretty finite, isn't it? The minute it gets uncomfortable, we like to say it's bad. Yeah, but we don't even know what we're made of, how capable of evolution we are. And if we could reframe our abilities, capabilities, and the possibility of all it is, I'm pretty sure we would have a more favorable, delightful, permissive outlook on life. That's what's happened for me, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. So I do have some cards out here today to give you a reading, but for starters, let's take a second and tune into ourselves and all that is. This is did I even say I love you today? Of course I did, because I said good day and I love you. But I'm going to tell you again, I love you, and I'm grateful you're here. I'm really grateful you're here. I have good stuff for you today. For those of you who know me, I haven't always been this human. I haven't always been this happy, well-adjusted character. It sounds so funny to say because I am a happy, well-adjusted character today. I was the queen of chaos in my earlier life. I have the gift of literally being two human beings in the same vessel, in the same life. That's how it feels. That's really how it feels because I was so different before when I was actively using and annihilating myself and annihilating life. And today I am allowing that I am beautiful, everything's beautiful, there are beautiful connections in everything, and the outlook that I embody today allows for a completely different experience. And it's so cool because I can't argue with either, as I've been both in the same form. Polarity and duality on planet Earth. Ooh, good stuff, right? Okay, this is a heart chakra bowl. You can see the lovely little homie in there. And this is a Tibetan bowl. This is a toning bowl. We're going to tone our eyes. And I'm going to play this vibe. And we're going to relax. So if you are willing, go ahead and put your feet flat on the floor. Put your hands out with your palms up. Just showing we're allowing and we're receiving. And close your eyes. Bring your heart center forward and your shoulders back. And let's go ahead and take a big breath in through our nose like this. And we're going to let it go out through our mouth like this. So your body can feel that breath and hear that breath. Okay, in through your nose. And out through your mouth. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. In through your nose. And out through your mouth. Let's see our body filled with gold light. Starting at the top of your head, see your head filled with gold light and your neck and your shoulders and your arms and your fingers and your chest and your belly and your hips and your thighs and your knees and your shins and your calves and your ankles and your feet and your toes, all filled with gold light. Wiggle your gold fingers in your mind's eye. Wiggle your gold toes in your mind's eye. See your gold face smile. Feel all of this energy in each of your cells, ready to play, ready to be happy, ready to be healthy, ready to be in the day. And let's go ahead and take another big breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. Move your So, I haven't been here for a little while because I have been recalibrating. For those, oh, this makes me so emotional. I love you. I'm grateful to be here with you all. Thank you for joining me today. I really do love you. Many of you can feel it. I took a break for a little bit because I was recalibrating. I allow myself now to update and upgrade and to change my belief systems and my behaviors and who I am drastically. I've been playing grown-up dress-up, upgrading who I be for a really long time. My very first character in this way was, in fact, the Chiefess, because in 2013, I began a new way of living on this planet. I got really into meditation. I got into holistic living. I stopped watching TV. I stopped listening to the radio. And I stopped taking in popular culture. I allowed my beliefs about the earth, who I am, how I connect, how I interact, my place in this world to change drastically by taking a break from all that comes at me, telling me who I'm supposed to be and how I'm supposed to do it. You know, that outside world can be so loud, telling me what I should look like, how I should behave, how I should believe, and what operating system I should connect to. And now that I have exited them, I don't want many of them at all. It's completely different. It is a beautiful way of living to understand that all that is for me is here. And I get to interact with as much of it as I choose to. And most of it has to do, or not most of it, all of it has to do with the space I create in a day, the space I create inside of me, because that becomes the magnet to what I will call into my experience. So if I'm not happy with what's in front of my face, I need to check inside. If I have a person acting in some type of way that causes angst or discomfort in front of me, then that is a mirror of my insides. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God it can be that easy, and that there is a system, an operating system, and a creation system. I'm not going to choose words because we all have different belief systems, and we all call creator and higher power different things. And I think that's beautiful. I think it's beautiful that we have different beliefs. I think it's beautiful that we have different ways of climbing the mountain, as long as we're climbing and we choose that we're choosing to try to get to the top. So I think it's beautiful that we're not on our own. We've been taught we're so disconnected and we're so isolated and we're so on our own. And that when bad stuff happens, it's bad stuff happening. But what if we could reframe our perspective, understanding that we are the beacon of creation going through life, okay? We are the video projector. And so whatever we are interacting with is the projection from the insides. If you want to know the science behind it, it's really how it works. This is an electromagnetic engine that entrains, meaning in charge of, the electric brain. When you go to the doctor, these are measured with an EKG and an EEG, right? And so these get together and form a circuit in your body of 72% water. That's a highly conductive circuit. You are a bioelectromagnetic vessel. Yes, you're a superconductor. And so whatever you are conducting within, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're focusing on, whatever you're paying attention to, okay, is going to create a movie in front of you, if you will. Your projector is going to put things on the outside. We call this projecting, don't we? Right? When we project onto others, because we have a belief system or an understanding that it's this one way. And so it keeps us only seeing things and interacting in one way, right? Because we're projecting our insides onto the outside. Until we become aware of it, we're saying, this thing happened to me. This person did that to me. Until we become aware that how beautiful that I get to have this interaction with all that is, steady giving me a barometer of where I'm at. If I have an asshole in front of me, I'm an asshole within. Yes. If I am scared inside, I'm going to experience scary circumstances. And the reason is because this beautiful, loving universe listens to what you're thinking about, listens to what you're feeling about, and then it gives you more of it in the most loving way. So if we're not happy with what's going on around us, we have to clean house inside. And it's so interesting because there's so many ways to clean house as a human, right? There's so many ways that we're not taught about. And I was thinking about this. I had written down human device health. It's funny because we're really versed on our device health. You hear people of all ages, even young people, know how to charge the phone. They know how to hook up to a different satellite. They know, oh, my phone has an update. Check this out. My phone needs to update. Let me turn it on so it can power off, reconnect, and then power back on. Well, guess what? Bioelectromagnetic vessel, you do the same. And yet no one's taught you to do so. The chances are you're not doing it. So you're not updating, upgrading, and recalibrating your vessel. That's what I do when I leave here for a while and I kind of shut down and reformulate who I want to be, what that feels like, what that sees like, what that smells like, what that tastes like. And I give myself permission to become her. I've been doing this for a lot of years now with a lot of you. Hundreds of you have created a character with me all around the world and become a better version of yourself. And so my very first character was the Chiefess. And that was because I started learning all this stuff in 2013. I started learning that basically everything I learned was not true, that the systems and those that lead them are not what I thought they were, not what I want to play with, not what I want to connect to, and not what I want to be part of. And I started learning about my own body and how capable my body is and what I need more of and what I don't need some of. And it was so radically different that I could not learn what I was learning, allow what I was learning, integrate what I was learning, and stay active in my current societal norm life. I couldn't play with what was going inside of me. I couldn't play with what was going on inside of me with the same ways I was playing with the outside world. And so I created a character named the Chiefess, and she was going to teach me how to lead myself, my family, in this new way. She was going to be knowledgeable, and she was going to be stable and secure and loving and connected. And she was going to do all these things that I wasn't capable of doing at that point regularly. You know, I had windows. And so I really wanted to get in this new way, and I really wanted to become a better version of myself. But probably like you, I've typecast myself, and I'm so very critical. Let me say I was very critical. I'm not this way anymore. I actually do believe I'm really stepping into loving in myself, on myself. But, excuse me, I was so very critical of the way I operated, who I was. I definitely had some really solid beliefs on how I could behave and how I couldn't behave and what was acceptable and what was not acceptable. And none of that was really doing me any good. In fact, it was killing me. I had made a purgatorial preset for Heather. That's the truth. I had decided that Heather wasn't really worthy of a lot of stuff. Heather embodied a lot of lack and poor self-worth. The world was a scary place, and it was coming to get her. And, you know, I mean, what are you going to do when life's like that? You got to step into control. You got to be a boss, right? You got to power up. You got to be strong. And so I did all that. And then, like I said, it didn't work for me. And then so when I started learning about this, I don't even know what to call it. When I started learning about the way things really are on this planet, the laws of nature, the interaction of the human, it became so freeing, scary at first, absolutely. But then it became so freeing that I really wanted to let myself get free. And yet where I was at with my current thinking and my current believing was not going to give me permission to get on board with this new way. So I developed a character. I jumped wholeheartedly into her. I cut out the outside world. I still went to my meetings of recovery. I still spoke with my mentor. I still maintained work with my clients and, of course, my family. And I told my family what I was doing. I told my kids that I was going to be this character because I was really going to get into it. Because I needed to get set free and I had hit a wall. And so when I did this and I really got into meditation and I really got into learning, it became very thwarting at first, because when I started to try to talk to people about what I was learning, you know, this is 12 years ago. I scared the shit out of them. I scared the shit out of everyone around me, because I started talking about some of the stuff that's happening now, some of the stuff that's happened before, some of the stuff that's coming. And a lot of people didn't really want to have anything to do with me. And so it was a very, very lonely time. I scared my children. I have twins that are 27. I scared the crap out of them. They were still in high school. And my son wasn't scared because he was little. Because, you know, mom was just being mom. But as I allowed myself to change inside, the outside changed very quickly for me. And so my interaction with the planet herself changed so drastically that it was undeniable that I was in some kind of a process. Birds of prey started showing up, great big birds of prey all over the place. My relationship, like I said, like, you guys, we're not taught this, that we can talk to the trees. I don't care how fucking crazy I sound. Wait till you get there. It's so freaking beautiful. My relationship with animals changed. All of them, including the humans. Yeah, you forgot you're a mammal on planet Earth, didn't you? And it became just normal. Like, well, let me back up. Before it became normal, it was very scary. And so one day I walked into my backyard. I used to tell this story a lot. Some of you have probably heard this. I walked into my backyard one time, and I was so upset because the learning was so intense. But on a soul level, I knew it was right and righteous, and I couldn't walk away from it. And I knew that if I wanted to grow, that this was the crossroads that Spirit had put me. And so if I wanted to stay on my evolutionary path, I had to keep moving. And yet the thwarting relationship with the outside world was very hard. The fact that I was changing so rapidly that I was scaring people around me was very hard. And yet at this point, I made a decision to turn my will and care over to a power greater than me. That's step 3 in my program of recovery. And I put that program of recovery on every aspect of my living today. And so I made a decision to turn my will and my care over to a power greater than myself that was now louder and more apparent than the world in front of me. And it had never been that way before. The higher power greater than me was always more quiet and more removed, and the world in front of me was louder, and things were changing. The world was not as loud. It didn't even matter as much because my relationship with all that is was becoming paramount. So I couldn't walk away from it, yet I was scared. I didn't have a teacher. I had no tools. And I was writing to shamans and spiritual leaders, and they were responding at that point that one woman said, "You have been given more than we know how to handle. We suggest you're careful about who you talk to." Like I said, those of you who have been following me for a while have read those exact words. I've written those words many times in years past. And that was kind of like, okay, great, this sucks, right? So one day I walked into my backyard and I called out God. I was so damn mad. I was like, fuck you. Yeah, fuck you. Did you hear me? And I remember thinking like, Heather, you've lost your damn mind, you know? And I was like, I yelled at God and I said, what is the point of teaching me all this? What is the point of giving me this if I can't use it? If I'm just going to scare people around me, what is the point? And a hawk landed on the fence in front of me, about 6 feet from my face. This big-ass red-tailed hawk just landed there and looked at me like, I'm Hawk. What you gonna do? Right? And so it quickly became real. The spiritual became the 3D. The weird woo-woo that was going on for me was now becoming real in my world. It was manifest on earth, heaven manifest on earth. And so, like I said, birds of prey would begin, they would be there all the time with me. I would drive and birds of prey would drive with me. I would arrive and I'd be like, I brought the hawks. I've had 70 to 90 birds of prey above my head 3 different times. It's almost darkened the sky. So those that were around me were weirded out by all of this. You know, like I said, except for my son. My son didn't think it was weird. He was like, Hawk was at school today. So I'm like, that's cool. Did you say hi? So I began letting the world be less loud and the power within me become paramount, become louder. And I began trying to tune in more and to tune out that which was outside of me, which was not lining up. And the process, goodness, I should have done the things on my phone, the notifications. I apologize. I guess I could still do it real quick here. Let's see here. Let me see if I can do this. Sorry about that. I was putting on Do Not Disturb. I didn't realize it had paused. Okay, thank you all for joining me. I'm so glad you're here. Hello to all of you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Okay, so where was I? I started letting the outside world become less important and that which was going on inside of me become more important. And that had everything to do with starting to allow that I was made the way I was supposed to, and that the unlocking of me had everything to do with my relationship with all that is, and very little to do with human interaction, human approval, and human guidance. Don't get me wrong. I believe I need human guidance and human connection, but I do not need human guidance and human connection above connection and guidance from all that is. That's where we've got it twisted. I don't need to go between the broker and my soul. I hook up to the tree. I come straight from the source. And so thinking that I need to do things according to this system or this organization in order to have your approval, your participation, wasn't getting me where I wanted to go. And so this new alignment was in allowing that I didn't have to know everything. It was not going to be all comfortable. And that the unknown was probably the authentic, which I believe wholeheartedly today. The only authentic, true answer is I don't know. Because things change quickly. How quickly? This quickly. How quickly? This quickly. How quickly? This quickly. So if you're like, I know who I am. I know what I have. I know what's out there and I know the way to go. You're an idiot. How about that? You're an idiot. Because things change so quickly, there's no way you could know. So if you show up to the situation thinking you know everything, you know how it's going to go, well, you're just contempt before investigation, prejudicing the situation. But if you show up and you're like, wow, I have no idea how this is going to go, but I'm available, capable, and allowing the solutions, let's get in it, then magic can happen. Because every second of every day, you are permitted, allowed, and able to receive more goodness, more abundance, more happiness, more healthiness, more sexiness than ever before. That's how it works. We're on a planet forcing adaptation and evolution. And the happy, healthy, sexy human is the new human. Not the broke off, not the, oh God, I gotta sacrifice everything and struggle in this stupid fucking back-asswards paradigm where I just think I have to be like, I don't know, upset, ugly, I'm not worth that much. Because that sounds like God's best effort. Yeah. I can't even get with it anymore. So, I was going to say for today, you know, get quiet and get within. But the thing is, you're not really going to do this until you want to. It's my experience. We're not really going to do this till the shit hits the fan and things get hard for us. Because we've been taught to resist protest and petition the problem in order for other things to change so that we can feel better. And now is the time on earth when you're really being gifted the ability to see that that doesn't work. It's not all going to change ever again to make you feel better. It's not going to go back to the way it was. The new energy is going to keep getting more intense and higher because we are vibrating higher. We are vibrating higher because the highest vibration is love. And in order to get there, we have to learn to love ourselves. We have to learn to fall in love with who we be. And as we fall in love with who we be, we are able to see the abundance, the healthiness, and the beauty around us. We cannot see what we do not be. We cannot give what we do not have. So if I want to see beauty in this world, as glorious as it can be, I have to become the glorious beauty as I can be, so that I might be a magnet, so that what I be, the universe will present to me. If I want to give the world and you and my family and those around me the best stuff I have to give, then I have to give it to myself first. You know, you guys know that old, what's it? Not an axiom, but the little analogy of the oxygen mask popping out, and then you got to put it on yourself first before you put it on someone else because you'll expire. Yeah, if you don't breathe while you're trying to hook up your kids and your loved ones and everyone else, then you will die. It is the most accurate, most applicable analogy for today. The earth is fair. She's not only fair, she's loving. She's loving. And so what's getting dished out is what's needed right now. So if you're in a shit show, it's probably because you got some shit you got to shake loose. And sweet Mother Earth is showing you, and she's shaking you up so you can let it go. If I want to give the best to all those around me, I have to learn to detach from the stuff that's causing me the problems, from the stuff that I think I need to protest against, from the stuff that I think I need to resist, from the stuff that I think that I need to change in order for me to be okay. I need to just cut it off. I was speaking with someone the other day. I said, it's time to cognize your well-being. And she said, Heather, how do I do it? And I said, the minute you're about to open your mouth or think something or call someone or engage in a way that you think something is wrong, you need to shut the fuck up. You need to shut the fuck up. It's that simple. If you're starting to think that something is wrong, that's the first step. If you're like, well, if this could change, that's the first step. As is above, so is below. Okay? And it goes to your head, to your heart, to your feet, and your hands. It goes like that, right? So if you find yourself starting to think that this needs to change and this is wrong, you need to change your thinking. You need to shut that shit down immediately. Like, distract yourself. Immediately distract yourself, right? If you start to open your mouth about how this could be better or that's wrong, shut the fuck up. Find something you like immediately. If you start to call a friend and talk about the problem, hang it up. Find something you like and call that friend. You have no idea of the quantum drop in the bucket of well-being and abundance that you will be adding, because that call to your friend is not going to solve the problem. Chances are you're just going to pull more energy to it. Then you're going to have two viable sources focusing their vital nutrition and energy on the problem. When you could just step into the solution, call your friend and share the solution. And then before, maybe 1 and 1 were going to make 2, but now you got 4 and 4 making 8. Okay? Because let's say you could affect the problem a little bit, but you can't affect the problem like you can step into the solution. Because those are two different vibrations. All right? So even if you affect the problem, make the problem a little bit better, let's use math to make it easy. It's like a 1 and 1 plus 2. But if you step into the solution and swim in the solution, it's like a 4 plus 4 equals 8. This is a higher vibration. These are two different vibrations. So if you're going to attempt to solve the problem from the current standpoint of the problem, it's only going to get affected a little bit, right? It's not going to work. And we've not been taught that. We've been taught. How do you get taught in American school? Sign a petition. Go protest the problem. We've been taught by leaders who say stuff like, I'm going to form a peaceful protest, knowing full well when we go protest, shit's going to pop off. That shit does not work. That's called social engineering. It never worked. And we've been taught in such a way that the ways we've been taught to problem solve are perpetuating the problem. Peaceful protest that ends up in a riot is not a peaceful protest. Taking all your energy to focus on the problem is not going to give you what you want. And so it's a recalibration on Earth. And to go back to the beginning of what I was saying, you know how to reset your phone. You know how to update your phone. You know that your phone gets an update and an upgrade every so often. Well, what about you? What about you, viable biological technology? Where's your update and upgrade? When was the last time you powered the fuck off to power the fuck up? Most of you are like never, because you keep going, and you're going to keep going in the same way with all that energy and all that focus because it's going to work this time, right? Well, it's not working. It's not working on planet Earth. That's what she is showing us. We have to take a break. Take a break, let go of some of the old stuff, recalibrate, and power back up. So I'm going to read some cards for you today. I'll take some questions while I'm on here. The reading will take a little bit. If you guys want to talk and ask me some questions, I would love to have entertain your questions. I just had something I was going to say. Oh, the other thing I was going to say is if I had to give everybody one thing, or let's do two because they're interchangeable. If I had to give you two things right now, if someone said, Heather, give me two things to start helping myself, today, they would be grounding and meditation. All right. Before the 1940s, in the 1940s, I believe it was 1944, but I can't remember exactly, we started putting rubber on the bottom of our shoes. All right. Well, before the 1940s, humans, since the beginning of time in human form, have all been connecting to the earth through their bare feet. We have energy centers on the bottom of our feet, energy centers on the palms of our hands, okay, other places, but right now we're going to focus on these in the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet, all right? So back in the day, no matter what color you are, no matter what culture you are, no matter where on the earth you hail from, you were running around barefoot, or you had on shoes that were made from organic material. So they were still connecting to the electromagnetic earth. Okay, we live on a great big magnet. Did you know that? She's a great big conductor. So delicious. All right, so your bare feet were connecting to the frequency of the earth. And in that, we were receiving vital information for our daily, secondly, minutely upgrading and updating. We were being fed what we need from Big Mama. Yeah, she's Big Mama. She's the OG Mama. And so if you are disconnected from the OG Mama herself as a human creature, as a divine creature, as a divine child on planet Earth, then there's no way your biology can update like it's supposed to, because you were made connected to the earth. We have the exact same amount of bones as she does rock. We have the same amount of blood as she does fire. We have the same amount of water as she does. We have the same amount of gases inside as she does atmosphere. We are literally the same denominations. And it's not the word I'm looking for. We're the same breakdown as the earth. Okay? So and I was thinking about this the other day. Back in the day, Mama was birthing you on the earth. The second you were born, you connected to the frequency of the earth. Because again, no matter your color, no matter your culture, no matter where you hail from, Mama gave birth to you on the ground. She was either in an igloo, a wigwam, a teepee, a cave, or in a river, or in a lake, or in the ocean. So the second you came out, you touched the earth. You were grounded into the earth. You were being kissed and connected to Big Mama herself. So then the 1940s come along. We put rubber on the bottom of our shoes. Rubber does not conduct electricity and magnetism. So if you have rubber on the bottom of your shoes, it cuts off the frequency connection between your biological vessel and the earth. All right. So most humans, and then I forget this, in the 1940s, this is also when a bunch of neuromuscular and skeletal diseases start to present. We start to have cerebral palsy, muscular dystrophy, Parkinson's, all this crazy crap that affects the neurological and the nervous system. because we don't have proper conduction. We are energetic vessels. Again, go back to your phone. If you only give your phone less power, if you don't update your phone, if you don't upgrade your phone, is your phone going to have the same function? Hell no, it's not, and you know that. But you don't know it with your body. So the 1940s come along, we put rubber on the bottom of our shoes, we start to see all these diseases start appearing. By the way, that's going the opposite way of adaptation and evolution, just in case you didn't know. For the human to get more sick and to atrophy more and to care less and to want to survive less is against the laws of nature. Evidence of biological interference, social and genetic engineering. Because on planet Earth, if you're left alone, you evolve and adapt. So we have these diseases start presenting in the 1940s, and then the average human today sleeps in a bed suspended off the ground, wakes up, puts their shoes on with a rubber sole, gets in their car on 4 tires, drives to the office, also a building suspended off the ground, and then works in the office and never touches the ground. So when people come see me and they're having massive neurological or nervous system issues, any of this type of thing, I usually ask them right off the bat, when was the last time you touched the ground? When was the last time you touched the ground? And when was the last time you ate? And it's so funny because people are like, what? You mean like walk outside? I'm like, yeah, like when's the last time you just touched the ground? Do you walk outside? Do you sit outside? And a lot of people say, whoa, I did that as a kid. I totally played outside barefoot. Yeah, and you were healthier then. You didn't have all that crazy crap rolling around inside you, did you? Right? So grounding is the first thing, and then meditating is the second. And most of you don't want to hear that because you think meditating is sitting still like this going, oh, for a really long period of time, but it doesn't have to be. Meditating can be sitting outside with your butt or your bare feet on the ground for just 5 minutes, looking around and acknowledging nature. You could do a nature meditation just like this. I'm looking out the window. You could sit your butt on the ground and be like, whoa, look at those leaves. There's so many colors of leaves right now. I'm grateful for the multiple colors of leaves. I'm grateful that we're in the fall season. There's no humidity today and things are crisp and clean and fresh. You see? You see my face? You see my energy? It lifts automatically because I'm grateful for the things freely given to me, to which I am connected. So I would start with meditation. I usually recommend people start with children's meditations. There's a lovely woman on YouTube who does children's meditations. She has the voice of this loving grandmother that you wish you had. Maybe you have her, but she has this great, great voice. And the reason that I recommend the children's meditations is because they are informal, and for most of us who don't want to start meditating, who are nervous because it is framed like, when people used to tell me to meditate, I'd be like, good luck on that. I can't sit still for 30 seconds. And I don't go a day now where I don't meditate in multiple forms. So you can do it, even if you're extremely high energy like me. There's different ways to do it, but you can just start with 5 minutes sitting still and sitting quiet, or go to YouTube and get a children's meditation. In fact, when I get done here, if someone reminds me, I will link my favorite children's meditation. It's delicious. It's a tree house. It's like 16 minutes. And like I said, it's this wonderful woman. She's a British accent. She sounds like Nanny McPhee. It's just lovely to listen to. It's calming, and it helps you get back into your kid. And that's where you want to be in life. You want to be in that childlike state, entering the kingdom of heaven, as Jesus said, meaning that it's not childlike, it's authentic. It's that we call authentic souls childlike because in today's operating system, most of us lose our authenticity, our honesty, our pureness, and our connection as we typecast ourselves. As we become this person who does that and that person who does that, well, I don't show that I'm nervous. I'm not fragile. I can figure it out. I'm a boss. You lose your fucking authenticity. You lose your honesty. You lose your naivete. You lose your ability to say, I don't know. Let me find out. So, I see, hello to all. Can we add journaling to that? Yes, in fact, journaling can be a meditation. Let's put it all together. Let's sit outside each day for 5 minutes, observing nature and writing down in our hand with a pen or pencil what we're observing. Ooh, I love that, Peterson, and thank you. For those of you who are not doing any writing with your hands, you got to start. There's a brain process that happens between your brain and your hands that happens like this, that does not happen like this. Just like reading a book, an actual book is a different process in the brain than reading from a device. I'm glad I picked that up. I didn't know that card was out of there. So, and putting things on paper is wonderful for calming us down. So thank you for that addition. I love that. And if you guys, I swear to you with every ounce of my essence. And if some of you want to start this, let's do it. Start 30 days. Give me a pledge. Give me a promise that for 30 days, you will wake up for 5 minutes. You'll walk outside, put your feet on the ground. If you don't want to put your bare feet on the ground, and if you're cold or all that, put socks on. Get yourself a pair of grounding socks. They actually make real grounding socks with like copper wires in them. But I just mean like designate a pair of socks, your grounding socks. Now, they can't be socks like socks with grippers on the bottom, like totes, or like the socks that you wear to the trampoline that have any of the rubber on the bottom. You can't do that. And you can also just sit or stand on a blanket. Not a yoga mat. Anything with rubber is going to cut off that frequency, okay? But you can walk outside in your socks or put a blanket down, sit on your blanket, get yourself a fancy journal, buy yourself a notebook and a cool pen. So it's really fun to do. We've been doing this in my house, by the way. That's funny. I've had the fellas journaling in my house and they love it. They love it. They love, well, I don't know if they love doing it, but they love what it does afterwards. And they love it when we talk about what they've journaled. So write down what you see. Let's do 30 days. Who's willing to commit to 30 days? I will guarantee you that it will change your health and it will change your perspective on life. More than anything you're doing with Big Pharma, more than anything you're doing with any therapist. I swear to God, do it. Find out. Because you cannot settle your brain down without settling your biology down. When people are like, well, mind over matter, good luck on that one, motherfucker. You're a biological vessel, okay? If you're going to try to calm down your brain while your biology is skitzing and you haven't eaten and you haven't touched the ground and you haven't recalibrated, I'd like to see it work for you. So let's pull cards. All right, all right, all right. Okay, let's see what up. It's going to be that one. Not cool. So, fall has come to Georgia. It's cooler today. It's lovely. Start date October 20th, 2025. Amen, my brother. Amen. For real, guys, I cannot convey to you enough because we weren't taught this way, so it's foreign. So I'm trying to think of the way to say this that's like the most elementary, but it's kind of like sometimes, here, let me stick with this. If you stuck your fork in your toaster, I used to teach it this way. If you stuck your fork in your toaster, you wouldn't wonder why your toaster didn't work, right? If you put another 4 microchips in your phone in random spots and then your phone skips out, you wouldn't wonder why your phone didn't work, okay? But humans sleep with their phones by their head. They have a modem and a router. They have 4 devices in there. They're hooked up to a foreign frequency, calibrating to a foreign frequency almost around the clock right now. Very few humans take a break. And so it is affecting your overall conductivity. That is my operating word. For y'all who tune into me, you know I use that word all the time. It's going to become more familiar to you. Because your conductivity is your well-being. Your conductivity is your ability to make energy. You are electric, you are magnetic. It takes electricity to make a cell. Don't you think this is the kind of shit we should learn? It takes more electricity, more conductivity, more energy to heal a cell than to make a new one. Okay? So the whole name of the game is increasing conductivity, increasing inherent, innate, God-given energy that flows to you, through you, and from you if you do it right. And there's an endless, infinite supply, and you get to harbor and allow and be, I don't know the word I'm looking for, as much of that energy as you desire. So it all depends on how much you're going to maintenance your vessel. So for those who are really, really tech, right? I watch people who are super techie. I'm not, okay? And they like regularly update their devices, and it's just I don't even know what they do because I don't do it. Like they do virus scans so often, and they clean their computers, and they do all this stuff that I don't do, right? But I do it with my body, and you can see that because I'll be 50 in a couple months, and I don't look it, nor do I feel it. Well, actually, I do feel it. This is mine, 50. I don't feel the way that others talk about their aging. So if you increase conductivity in your body, everything else follows in suit. Your brain calms down. Your biology powers up. You have more energy. You innately feel like you can handle things better. You have more feelings of well-being. Your endocrine system balances. Your hormone production becomes more regular. Okay? When we're not ever touching the ground and we're staying surrounded by all these devices, we're literally damaging our frequency. All right? So you are damaging your ability to create energy, to be as conductive as you were created. If you do this for long enough, it becomes the new vibe in your body, the new vibration, the new calibration. So in order to pick up how you feel and how you see and how you, your perspective, you want to increase your conductivity. And it's kind of like, they say move a muscle, change a thought. Isn't that what the phrase is? You can't, these things are, I'm not sure what I'm looking for. These things are absolutes in biological form. You can't be grateful and hateful. They're two different vibrations. You cannot do it. You cannot have 1 foot in the gratitude pond and 1 foot in the hateful pond. You can't be spitting gratitude and spitting what you hate at the same time. It does not work. They are a different vibration. You can't be allowing the solution and problem solving at the same time. All right? You can't be a low conductive vessel healing your cells, allowing all of the healing to come to you if you're shut down and dark and not connected to the earth. It does not work. So the minute you connect to the earth and allow your vibration to begin recalibrating and raising and your frequency to begin repairing, you are all of a sudden feeling like things are more possible. You like yourself better. You feel like you look better because you do. All these things innately and inherently happen. You don't have to go looking for them. They are byproducts of good living. That's a good sentence. I'm gonna mess with the cards today. That was the top. Here, I'm gonna do that one again because I want the top and the bottom. All right, all right. There we go. Okay, let's pick a goddess card. By the way, it's also the time on earth where you're becoming your own healer. The day of the guru, the healer is over. Advice is over. All this stuff is over. It's where you tune in and you get the broadcast straight from the divine, your damn self. Yeah. Now, you might be able to find someone that can help you tune in and find your broadcast, but there is not a soul on earth who can interpret and deliver your broadcast to you better than you for yourself. And that is the gospel truth. There's no one on this earth who can do it better than you can, straight with your source. All right, let's see what we got going, babies. Oof. We have the Emperor, only he was upside down. So the theme is the Emperor being upside down, feeling like we're not in control and we're not having power, okay? Oh, wait, hold on. Did I turn that right? No, that is right. Okay. The energy being presented is the 10 of Cups, which is all about abundance and family. Looks like, I mean, look at that. They've got the, let me turn this off for a second. They've got the, oh, that's not much better. They've got the baby there. They're holding the kids. You see all the cups. You see the massive ability to harvest in the background and everybody rejoicing. The energy that we're going to embody in order to move forward in a healthy way is the Nine of Pentacles. That's a self-made woman right there. That's an entrepreneur. This is a woman who knows who she be and how to allow what she be and all that is in harmony. She does the do all by herself. And the outcome of that is the Three of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Wow, I love these cards. So the Queen of Wands, I'm very much the Queen of Wands. I was explaining this to someone the other day. The Queen of Wands says, ooh, ooh, look at me, pay attention to me. Look at me, I'm the best, pay attention to me. Give me, give me, give me, invest in me, invest in me. And then she takes all of that. She takes all that, she digests it, she assimilates it, and then she redistributes to her queendom. But she knows she cannot give what she does not have, right? So she is well fed. And the Three of Wands is where we've made a decision and we're now on the path. We've decided what's going on within us and what we have and how to best show up to our life and who we're going to be and all that. Wow, is the Lover's card right side up. So let me flip these others and then we're going to put it all together. I also wanted to say something about that Three of Wands. Let's see here in my little book. Sometimes there's some words in here that I don't have and I love when they are given to me. Starting the journey, taking right after gaining understanding, success and achievement. One ship's coming in. Teamwork with others to create something. Inspiration applied. That's what I'm looking for. The inspiration is applied and the results are happening. Business and projects are seeing great success. Okay, so then we also have, we're going to put this all together. Ooh, we have Iris, communication, number 22. She's right side up. Okay. And she says, clarity in communication is called for as your words will have great impact on others right now. It's a wonderful time to start writing that book, telling new stories, and sharing your experience, strength, and hope with others. You have everyone's ear, so choose your message wisely. Others will also desire positive and fruitful communication with you, so get ready for some amazing new opportunities to come from these discussions. Just remember to stay open and be clear about expressing your deepest desires, always speaking with integrity, kindness, and respect for yourself and others. The Greek messenger goddess Iris is thrilled to help your words take flight. Communication improves in all your relationships when she comes to visit. Most important, however, Iris reminds you of the communication you have with the universe. You are in mutual dialogue. And now is the time to pay attention to the signs and the omens in your life. Trust this important yet subtle communication. It will never lead you astray when you listen and act accordingly. And our universe card is, when I lean toward love, I am led. Okay, let's put it all together. This is a perfectly appropriate synchronistic reading to what I shared. And isn't it funny how it always works that way? And it does always work that way. And the more you decide that it's always synchronistic, that it's always beautiful, and that it's your job to get your mind with that, the better things get. You see, it's all fine. And if I have a problem with that, it's my perspective. Page 417 from the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous says nothing in God's world is ever wrong. It's always as it's supposed to be. And if I find a hard time with that, it's where I need adjustment. I need to get right. If I have a problem with a person, place, or thing, I need to get right in order for the problem to get right. So it feels like that on planet Earth right now. The Emperor is upside down. It feels like I have no control. Probably the leaders are going crazy. The systems are crashing. Look at that hawk. I don't know what to do with myself. Oh, whoa, I wish everybody would get their shit together. It don't matter. It don't matter. Because all of the abundance that is flows from all that is. Look, there's no leader here. There's no military. There's no leader. There's no politician. There's no belief system. This is family. This is family. In a place where they're doing the do. They're harvesting, they're living, they're together, they're connecting. This is what's freely given. As soon as you decide to receive it, as soon as you change your focus from, oh God, it's all bad, to, oh, it's all right here. I just had to walk back in my house. I find that so funny that people think they need to come out their house and protest the way they want to live in their house. Walk your little bitch ass back inside and just be. You don't have to go outside and tell everybody about it. I know, yeah, it's kind of newsflash, right? So And the energy to embody, the way to do that is to do the do. Get quiet. Become who you want to be. Utilize your gifts. That's who she is. She takes her gifts and she applies them. This woman knows how to make things happen because she is self-reliant. Now, when I say self-reliant, I mean self-reliant in tandem with higher power. What I mean is take your reliance away from humanity. Take your reliance away from the shit show in front of you and place it on all that within you. The recognition that you have all you need. Those are the words I'm looking for. Self-made individual, successful entrepreneur, further growth of resources through investment. So realizing you have all you need allows you to invest who you be and what you want more of. To stop paying attention to the chaos. To understand it's all flowing. You just got to receive. This is flipping beautiful because that's what this whole talk has been about. Allowing the beauty to come to you. Allowing yourself to be beautiful. And then the outcome is that. The Queen of Wands, look at me. I have everything I need. I'm Queen of the Queendom. I am abundant. I love myself. And therefore I love others and the Queendom. Ooh, I've chosen the right path. I have now chosen to apply my gifts and I'm on the path. I'm on the journey. I'm no longer draining my battery, paying attention to the bullshit shit show outside. It's got nothing to do with my home and my connection to myself, to my source, to my family, to my community. Can I have an amen? And I'm going to do that through what? Babies, love. I'm going to do it by loving first myself. Then my earth, and then her creatures. And see, if I do it in that order, I'll have the love for the earth and her creatures. If I fill my bucket so full that my cup runneth over, y'all can come soak some up. I'm not supposed to pour over. I'm not supposed to tip over. I'm supposed to get full. All right? She says dialogue with the universe. Clear communication with you and the you first, right? Then you will be able to communicate more clearly with all of that around you. You know, I have to get right with myself before I can talk with you or I get on here all jumbled. Not that that still doesn't happen. Anywho. And when I lean toward love, I am led. And it's so simple. And that's what it's saying. When you choose a new path, when you choose a new way of navigating, when you decide that the outside noise is not the leadership you're seeking, when you allow yourself to get quiet and hear the much more quiet voice, the much more quiet push, the much more quiet pull, the much more quiet tug inside, and listen to it, you will find yourself responding in ways that you desire. Responding versus reacting. Choosing my response versus reacting. When I'm looking at all of this and I'm led by all of this, I react because it's scary and it's loud and it makes me feel out of control. Like something might be coming for me or like I might lose what I have or not get what I want, right? But if I get quiet within in the very first part of the day and I decide this is who I be and God made me like that, right? You can't take away what God gave. Then I can create the space to cultivate love inside me. And then the leadership, the direction on the path is so different. It's softer. It feels good. It smells good. It tastes good. Don't get me wrong. Life is life. People die. Things hurt. That's part of it. It's still part of the good. There's always a lesson to be learned, love to be lived in, and new information to be gleaned. That's what it is, vital information, and it's all part of your vital nutrition. After all, what we put in our mouth and what we drink is not all of it. It's what we see, what we hear, what we feel, what we be, what we allow ourselves to believe, behave, and take part in that becomes our vital nutrition, that creates our biological well-being or lack of, creates our character develops our life. So, get quiet. Start creating who you want to be from the inside out. It's that time on earth, and the energy is more than allowing. It's more abundant, more permissive, and more hospitable than ever. It is truly the greatest day to be on earth. It is. I mean it. I wish I could tell you in words that I could make you feel it like I do. But The good news is you will feel it more each and every day if you do take a few minutes. If you commit to going outside each day, sitting your feet on the ground for just 5 minutes. Start with 5 minutes. Get yourself a blanket, get yourself a cool journal, get yourself a notebook, and start writing down the things you're grateful for first thing in the day. Take a 5-minute breather outside. I promise you, you will be amazed by the abundance that starts to become present in your life. The abundance that is present, that is gifted. Because it's all here. You just got to allow it. You just got to decide to see it, you know? So it's kind of like I had twins. And then once I had twins, I noticed twins everywhere. Well, there were probably just as many twins as there always was. But once I had them and they were in my purview, I saw twins everywhere. Or when you first learn about a car, right? You first learn about a certain kind of car. Then you see that car everywhere. It's the same way. You're going to see what you train yourself to pay attention to. So if you train yourself to pay attention to well-being, to beauty, to abundance, and to reframe anything you might see as lack or less than as something that is in evolution, in process, and being updated and upgraded, then you will give yourself the greatest gift ever, and you will become the greatest gift ever to yourself, because you'll be able to embody your gifts and bring them forth. And if you ask me, that's what it's all about. You got stuff I don't have. I got stuff you don't have. If I don't bring it forth, you don't get to play with it. And we're all connected. We're all one in the almighty circle of all that is. So as we each bring forth our gifts, we all become more evolved, more capable, and more conscious. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will upload this to YouTube when I'm finished. My website is on here if y'all want to know about my services, if you're interested in working with me. I am starting scalar treatments again, so you can find out about that on my website. And what else? We'll be kicking off the Village in just a couple of months. The Village works. For those of you who have been in it, changes your life forever, changes who you be. I created an online living space to teach people how to live happier and healthier together, and we come together and we do the do and become who we want to be. And it's online. There will be different ways to participate. Stay tuned. I'm just putting it out there today. But in the next couple months, you will be hearing more information and you will be able to decide how you want to participate. Connection is key on Earth today. Don't do it alone. It's not going to work. You weren't born in an egg. You came to be part of a tribe. So I hope you choose you today. And I'm super grateful you spent this time with me. Thank you. I love you. I think that's it. I think that's all I have. Go forth and have a great day. It's Monday. It's the first day of the rest of your life. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. I love you. I love you. I love you.